Well, our topic is sustainable practices in the automobile sector. I'll begin with the definition of sustainability, which is defined as achieving the proper balance of environmental care, economical progress, and social responsibility. Through the course of the PPT, we'll tell you about various corporate sustainability practices followed by the various companies in this sector. I'll begin with Maruti Suzuki. Basically, in terms of energy, they use 96% of their energy through generated in-house through natural gas, which is a cleaner fuel. And also they have a solar power plant at Manesar, which helps them in reducing emission by 1,000 tons of CO2 equivalent. In terms of water, they are gradually increasing the use of canal water and reducing the use of groundwater. They also have various rainwater harvesting facilities at their various locations, and they have a zero water waste discharge status, so they do not release any wastewater outside their factories, and they use this wastewater for various manufacturing processes, irrigation and cleaning purposes. In terms of ozone depleting substances, they're using refrigerants in their manufacturing facilities for cooling them, so they are reducing the CFC levels in the atmosphere. When it comes to alternate fuel technology, basically they have this IGPI technology, which has offset around 2.9 lakh tons of CO2 cumulatively since March 2015. So they're basically looking at reducing CO2 emissions, and they've done that by over 14% from since 2006. Looking at the various future technologies, they have this NEMPP plan, wherein they plan to introduce Swift range extender, which is basically a pure battery electric vehicle which can be charged from a household power outlet. While they have no plans to introduce this in India yet, but this showcases the capabilities of Maruti and their drive towards sustainable practices.
Now let us look at Ford's sustainability practices. Ford focuses on greening its products and greening its operations. In greening its products, it focuses on improving fuel economy by reducing weight of its vehicles, improving aerodynamics, using EcoBoost engines, and electric power assisted steering. It has migrated to alternative fuels like electric vehicles, hybrids, and vehicles that run on renewable biofuels and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. It has also ventured into using sustainable material. It has increased the use of renewable materials, recycled materials, lightweight materials, and has decreased materials with negative environmental or human health impact. It also does life cycle assessment. It assesses the whole life cycle of producing a product and uses this knowledge to make the product production better and sustainable. In greening its operations, we have seen that Ford has improved its performance efficiency by 21.4%. It has identified innovative technologies and invested in potential projects that would eventually lead to increase in efficiency. It has also invested 25 million to upgrade to LED lightings in manufacturing facilities globally. It does three-wet paint process, which reduces CO2 emission by 15 to 25%. It has also used heat recovery system, which preheats the paint phosphorus tank from the waste heat which is recovered from air compressor. It has also used parts washing system, which mechanically cleans parts by removing them in front of specialized high pressure nozzles instead of using water. Earlier process which uses water, which used to waste a lot of water.
Tesla was founded in 2003 in Silicon Valley by a group of engineers. They wanted to prove that electric cars could be better than gasoline-powered cars. Company's mission is to accelerate the world transition to sustainable transport, and they have built their whole business model on developing sustainable electric cars using renewable resources to build them. In 2014, Elon Musk said, if we clear a path to the creation of compelling electric vehicles, but then lay intellectual property landmines behind us to inhibit others, we are acting in a manner contrary to that goal. So, in 2014, they open up their technology patent for others to use to help in this transition. Also, they plan to expand their vehicle product line in future that includes heavy-duty truck and large passenger transport vehicle. The red one you can see is the first Tesla vehicle, which is known as Tesla Roadster. It was launched in 2008. It's accelerated from 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds and had a range of 245 miles per charge. In 2012, they launched another model known as Model S. It was the world's first premium electric sedan, and it was built up from ground up to 100% electric. It had room for 7 passengers and 64 cubic feet of storage. The last one you can see is the Tesla Model 3. It was launched in 2016, which cost around 35,000 US dollar, which is also known as a budget electric sedan. It already had a pre-order of 180,000, which will be delivered by 2017. Tesla's Gigafactory in Nevada will be powered entirely by renewable energy, which will produce 650 GWh in annual battery production by 2020, which is enough to power 500,000 Tesla car. The Gigafactory will be powered by renewable energy sources with the goal of achieving net zero energy. As you can see in the graphic concepts of the factory, the design shows a massive plant covered in solar panels surrounded by wind farms. So it might just be possible.
When we talk about the value chain sustainability of Tata Motors, we know that this company works very closely with the suppliers, vendors, dealers, and channel partners in order to produce quality products and services to their customers. The company has a vast value chain across the country and uses vendor management system for managing the supply chain process as well as cost. Under the supply chain engagement, the cross-functional team audit and the supplier capabilities forms the basis of supplier induction into the system. The plant level monthly suppliers and the team leads meet in order to understand the mutual expectations and the concerns of the company. The TCOC, Tata Code of Conduct, needs to be abide by the suppliers and the whole company to abolish child labor, and it includes many other clauses related to the social sustainability. The company followed a two-step approach in order to map the carbon footprint of 300 of the suppliers and gave them a target to reduce the carbon footprint by 5%. They also encourages the suppliers to go for ISO 14001 certification and has a two-way knowledge sharing process in order to inspire the influencing and upcoming existing suppliers with success stories of several other successful suppliers, reducing logistics while improving supplier relationships, and also reducing the impact of changing climate on transportation are another major sustainable activities performed by Tata Motors. While assessing risk in the supply chain, they undertook assessment of worker management relationship by conducting a survey, and based on the responses of various criteria, the risks were analyzed and an action plan was made to map the risk and take measures for it. Tata Motors have created 4 model workshops for resource efficiency and environmental friendly business practices. They have plans of such 20 more workshops in the coming years in order to minimize the expenses incurred by their operations. Thank you.
To conclude our presentation, it can be observed that various companies adopt different sustainable practices which align with their business goals. Maruti Suzuki focuses on environmental practices such as water reuse, less energy consumption. Ford focuses on economical practices like improving fuel economy and increasing the lightweight material. On the other hand, Tesla focuses on both environmental and economical practices, which mainly focus on no fuel consumption and less pollutants. And finally, Tata Motors focus on human rights and ethical practices such as abolishing child labor and giving the right wages to laborers. Thank you very much.